CloudC back in the building, man. You already know what's going on. Make sure you like this video, share this video, and comment on this video. Now, we living in crazy times out here. Crazy, crazy times. And every time I see somebody doing something, I'm always asking, like, why? Why are they doing that? You just look at them and be like, why? Like, there must be some logic or some type of benefit or gain from what they're doing. And surprisingly, for the most part, there's not. There's really not. People are just doing things, and we got to talk about them. I got to express my views on how I feel about these things, because, man, it just makes you question people's train of thought. Because, look, so let me get into it. So we had this landlord, and, of course, if you own something, if it's your house, your home, apartment, or whatever, you should be able to do as so you please in that apartment. It makes perfect sense to me. However, there are some times where you can cross the line. Granted, I think it might be crossing the line, but at the same time, I can also see why there's a right to it. So, we had this landlord who decided to tan butt naked right in the middle of his apartment complex. Granted, he's the landlord, he owns it, but he decided to go right in the middle where everybody can see him and just get butt booty naked and take a tan. Do I think that's wrong? I mean, not necessarily, but at the same time, why? That's the question. Like, why do that? And then the question also is, what's the age of this man? Because at the same time, this sounds like some old man behavior. You know what I mean? Like most people, I'd say like, what, 35 and under ain't about to sit here and, just decide to strip down in the middle for no reason, But once you're a little bit elderly, I'd say 52 plus, you just don't care. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna show the cheeks today. Is what else? I own the place. It is what it is. However, so the tenants decided to take them to court. They said, look, we want to lower our rent payments because every Sunday, Wednesday, and Monday, we got to see cheeks in the morning. Hairy old cheeks outside my window 3 days out the week. That deserves lower rent. They took them to court, and guess what? They lost. The landlord said, you know what? You want to take me to court? All right, bet. We're going to take it to court. And the judge pretty much said he had a right to just lay there naked. And I kind of agree. I mean, put yourself in your tenant's shoes. Think about it. You wake up, you're having a nice day. You do whatever your morning routine is. Something nice, whether you work out or you get yourself a coffee, watch whatever you watch in the mornings. And you know what? It's like, it's a beautiful day outside. Let me open the window, get some sunlight in here. You open the window and bam, nothing but hairy, bony cheeks staring you right back in the face. You think you should lower your rent? I mean, me personally, two options for me. Either I'm closing the blinds and going back to minding my business, or I'm getting naked and I'm going to lay right next to them and I'm going to enjoy the sun. It's one or the other. I'm not really going to sit here and feel like I got to take them to court over it. But at the same time, it's a you can't beat them, join them type situation, right? Like, hey, I might as well go enjoy this. I walk up to them and say, hey, man, I can't believe this is allowed here. That's great. Cool. Lay down right next to him. Be like, all right, let's get some sun. Or I'm going to just close the blinds and be like, all right, bet. He doing his thing, whatever. I don't really let, things bother me, so to speak. I get it if you have like kids and, you trying to keep a good environment for them. And obviously they don't want kids running around playing. And it's just, imagine like you got kids, they're going to go outside and play some soccer. Okay, cool. They go outside, start playing some soccer, and then they just looking at a hairy man as they playing soccer, just looking right back at him. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what y'all think about it? If you were to put yourself in that scenario, how would you react? Because at the end of the day, you can't ask the man why. Clearly, he don't care. That just must be the motive. He just don't care, which is fine. I don't care about a lot of things. I get it. It don't really make a lot of sense, to care at that age. You've lived life for a certain amount of time. It's like, yeah, you know what? I'm just trying to let loose. I own this place. People can choose to live anywhere that they want to live. It's not like they are forced to live there. And that's what blows my mind as well. Like, you're trying to convince the courts to lower your payment or just move. Like, you don't have to live there. You could live in a different apartment. You could live in your car. You could live on the street if you wanted to, really. When it comes down to it, you pick and choose every single, location you live at. So why on earth, if you really, really dislike something, would you not just get up out of there? I'd be like, yeah, you know what? It's time for me to go. I really don't like living here. There's a hairy man, a hairy, stinky man just getting tanned every day or every other day. I don't want to look at it, and I'm out. And it's that simple. You want to lower the rent, go find somewhere cheaper to live. Honestly, that's what you get what you pay for. Maybe they're not even paying a good amount. You know what I mean? Like maybe they paying naked man suntanning in your view payments. Like that's the kind of quality of living that they're paying for. It makes perfect sense because maybe, you know, if you pay a little bit more money, it might be a naked woman landlord or something of that nature. Who knows? You know, it could be some other benefit to it. But I feel like you get what you pay for. They probably, you know, no judge, but they probably paying, you know, a couple $100, and now they're trying to pay even less just because they got to see God's natural creation butt naked. Come on, come on, come on. Let's be reasonable. Let's be reasonable. Close the blinds, move somewhere else, figure it out. They took them to court thinking they was gonna do something. Nothing happened. They lost, so they wasted their money, you know, wasted their time. Don't get the result, and they still living there. That's the add insult to injury. It's like they took them to court, lost, and now they still gotta live there. Or I mean, they don't have to, but they probably still are. Because chances are, if you're willing to take somebody to court over something like this, most likely you intend on continuing to live there. So if you don't, you'd have just left. You're not gonna go through all the time, the struggle of going to court, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Granted, I think landlords all across the country, if you own something, you should be able to do with as you please in that property. Nobody can come into a property you own, house, home, apartment, whatever, and just tell you, hey, you can't do that. I'd be like, why? Why not? I own the place. You don't have to be here. I have to be here. I own this bill. I don't have to be here, but I choose what happens in this building that I own, because that's the whole perk of owning something. Nobody can tell you what to do in it. I would have, if I was that landlord, I would have just told him, get out. Like, look, you go on somewhere else, because you causing a ruckus. I might be causing a disturbance, but you causing a ruckus. You bringing things to court and all XYZ, putting a magnifying glass on my apartment complex and my income and passive income and anything else that I got going on, all because I can't just show my cheeks in the sun. What's wrong with some tan cheeks? Just let me get some tan. You know, he probably a pale old dude, and it's like, man, you know what? I need me some. He probably want a little melanin, probably want a little color, a little, you know, a little nice little tan. What's wrong with that? I feel like that's perfectly fine. At the end of the day, as long as he's not hurting nobody. Well, you know, he could be hurting their eyes, but physically, like actually hurting somebody, then I really don't see what the issue is. I feel like let the man be, let the man live. You know, there's nude beaches all over the place. There's bars and clubs you can go nude. I feel like that's becoming a more normal thing anyway. He's not, you know, getting butt naked, coming to knock to your door trying to sell you some cookies. You know what I mean? He's literally just minding his business. Don't look out the window or look at the sky when you look out the window. Don't look down, because I know he ain't sunbathing in the air. He's on the ground. So just look somewhere else. It's that simple. People make a big deal out of a lot of things, but I mean, honestly, if this was you and this happened to you, how would you react to it? Would you sit here and decide, I'm going to take this to court, I'm going to spend the money, I'm going to do XYZ, or you just close the window or just move? Like, it's very, very simple. There's not much really to be done here. I don't understand why they decided to take him to court, but you know what? They got what was coming. The judge was like, look, he owns the place. You do not own the place. Bottom line. That's basic logic of society. He who owns the place decides the rules. You don't come into somebody's place and start telling them the rule. Just imagine someone comes where you live and says, hey, you can't do that. They come into your apartment or your house and they say, hey man, I'm crashing on your couch and I don't like when you do that. You will look at them sideways. You will look at them like, what makes you think you can just come here and tell me what I can and can't do in my own household? Man, these folks crazy out here. I don't understand it. But hey, let me know what y'all think. By the way, like this video, comment this video, share this video. Give me your thoughts and views in the comment section. I'm out this thing.